Have people fallen out of a coconut tree? Why are we boycotting the best season of Stranger Things? Plus, Ellen and Portia want to come back to the US after, I guess, a disastrous stunt to try to stay in the UK after Trump won. We have Amanda Seyfried that's standing by Sydney Sweeney with their new movie release. Taylor and Travis said that they've never been in an argument. I don't know. I'm smelling a PR stunt. Lots to get into. I hope you're ready for it. Let's dive in. This is No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. And dive in we shall. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. I'm trying to get my hair to cooperate. I feel like when my hair reaches a certain length, it's like very difficult to cooperate. And I definitely need a haircut. I'm trying my best to tame this helmet, but I have 3 events this week. I have a Spotify event tonight. I have a Stranger Things event on Thursday. And then Stu, it's his company's holiday party. So I'm going with him on Friday. So I'm just like, we need to tame the mop on my head, and hopefully it will be fine for the next couple of days. But luckily, I'm feeling a little bit better. I, thanks to Donna Bowling, spent $150 to get some antibiotics yesterday, which I hate to do. But Donna, after all of you guys harassed her in the DMs about my sinus infection, she called me begging me to get antibiotics, and so she made me do one of those little telehealth things where you go online and you tell the doctor, SOS, I need antibiotics. And so the doctor gave me amoxicillin for the next 10 days. So that's fun. It's going to be fun to heal my immune system after that. But I'm starting to actually feel much better. So hopefully we kick this thing in the butt. But we have a lot to get into. Dolly said we were right, just saying. What were you right about, Dolly? What were you right about? Yes, shout out to Christina and Laura, our moderators in the live chat. We love you guys. And you know who else we love? Every Wednesday, we love having Sean and David. Please welcome back on. Sean on the right and Merrick David. What's going on, guys?
Well, you were busy talking about your hair and a mop on your head, and I'm in the middle of moving, so this is what you get from me today.
Can we see the mop on your head? Can we just see how bad it is?
It's really not bad.
It's not bad at all.
No, I mean, it was a timing thing, okay? It was a timing thing. I didn't have time to put product in my hair.
Babe, it's Lego hair.
You don't need product in your hair. You don't even need product in it. Your hair's literally fine.
You have Lego hair.
This is honestly the shortest. This is the shortest that. Well, one time I did do like a full buzz cut, which was a mood, but it was LA. It was 2018. It was the vibe. But this is the shortest that my hair has been in a very long time, and it's because I'm moving. And so I don't want to rely on a new barber. And I know that in 2 weeks, my hair will be, well, in a week and a half, my hair will be at the perfect length and everything will be good. But until then, we wear a beanie.
Thank you for acknowledging.
I literally don't understand why.
Also, it's cold here, so it's keeping me warm.
Do you not have a heater? What are you, Tiny Tim? You don't have any heating in this winter weather?
Fun fact, I played
Tiny Tim
in my elementary school musical or whatever. Anyways, when I was living in Iceland. But no, I do have a heater. But what happened is that I like my apartment to be at 66 to 67 degrees, like at all times, which drives like my friends crazy. They're like, this is a great sleeping temperature, but like not a good hanging out temperature. And what happened is that we had a cold front come in to Charlotte, and this was the first time that I had to switch from AC to heat or whatever. So I woke up and it was 61 degrees in my apartment and I was frigid. But the heat is on now.
Love this journey for you.
Yeah. I love a good Sean diatribe. Lego hair, are you done? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for that riveting story, Sean. Now if I can have the floor. Spotify has just released their Wrapped for the year. Are you guys on Spotify? Do you have a Spotify Wrapped?
I haven't seen mine yet.
Okay. Well,
That's
thank
what
you for coming
I have an
prepared today.
Apple Music replay. Is what I have.
Okay, fun. Well, we support Spotify on this show because I'm a Spotify partner, and I would just like everybody to know that I am in the top 1% of podcasts on video podcasts on Spotify.
Let's
Thank you guys
go.
for the love. Not only that, but I charted for 40. I was in the top charts in 7 different countries for 43 weeks, peaking at number 3 on the Spotify charts.
That's amazing.
Period.
That's
Am I allowed
huge.
to? Holy shit, Zach!
That's exclamation
And not only
point. That's not
that,
even period.
but Spotify also awarded this show a 2025 Rising Star, a 2025 Marathon show because of how much of my show people listen to in comparison to other shows, and a 2025 Most Shared Show of the Year.
That's amazing.
Seriously, this is incredible. Congratulations. And I am honored to even be participating in this. You've been building this for a long time, but like, congrats. That's incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And everybody, I guess Spotify in their new Wrapped, if you guys haven't checked out your Spotify Wrapped yet, they have this new thing that tells you your age based off of the music that you listen to. I'm happy to say that based off of my music listening habits, my age, according to Spotify, was 32, which is my actual age. Whereas some of my friends have like some wild, like my friend Shelby, who's like 28, her age was 34. Donna's age was like 68 or something. Like, it's crazy the number of ages people are getting.
I'm looking at mine now. What page the age is on? Oh, right here. Age is just a number. My listening age is 20.
20. I'm not surprised by that at all.
But my top, look at my thing. My top is number 1, dance pop, 2, pop rap, 3, Italo dance, 4, alternative pop, and 5, classical. So I feel like that's a good mix of pop and classical.
Well, mine is dance pop, pop rap, soft rock, acoustic pop, and EDM.
Not
EDM
the
is,
soft
I think,
rock.
when I'm like running. What?
Not the soft rock.
I like a little moment, you know?
A little Nickelback.
Nickelback,
So-
that's country.
That is not country. Nickelback is not country.
What is
That
Nickelback?
does not count as country. They might call
What
it
is
country,
Nickelback?
but that does not count as country.
What is Nickelback?
It's
Like
alternative
alt,
rock, I would say. Like
alt
alt rock, soft rock. Yeah.
Oh, they're a
Well, we
rock
both
band.
said,
When
like-
did Nickelback become a rock band? Are they considered rock? I know they're like not great, but like
They're like pop rock.
Definitely
I would say.
not.
Nickelback's like pop rock. Yeah.
pop rock. They
How
are
the
not
hell
pop
we
rock.
wind up like this.
No,
They're
yeah, I
considered-
actually do think
Post
ahead.
grunge, hard rock, alternative metal, pop rock.
Period.
oh my gosh. Well, I bet you can't name more than 3 Nickelback songs.
I got my number 1 song pick right. It was Sports Car by David Gray.
What? Oh, what is it? The one I used to say, we all just want to be rock stars. Isn't that one?
Living big.
Yeah.
We all just want to be
Living
big
on
rock
hilltop.
stars,
I
living
can
big
see-
black houses on the.
I can see why you think like he sings with like a country drawl a little bit,
He's
but
got
the
a
music
twang.
isn't country. Yeah, but he's like, you know, it's very that. So yeah, I can see that. It's like it's dad rock, okay? It's dad rock. That's what it is. Nickelback
Listen,
is
I
dad
used
rock.
to love Nickelback in my 20s. I thought that they were underappreciated. Okay.
But
love
did
that
you
band.
listen to like the full albums or did you just listen to the hits?
No, just the hits. Who
Yeah,
listens to
that's
the
my
full
that's my
albums of
point. Like Nickelback has like 3 songs, and for whatever reason, they're like they've blown up. I will share this. I lied. I do have a Spotify. What is it
Wrapped.
called?
Rap.
Yes, and I just pulled it. And I would just like everyone to know that I listened to Taylor Swift for 4,530 minutes this year, which
Wow.
is actually very shocking when you compare it to my 2024 when I listened to her for 10,500 minutes. So we have, oh
Gorgeous.
yes, this is top artist by month somehow.
Who's
February.
This isn't you, Zach.
No, this is
No,
Sean's.
it's me.
Okay, thank God.
But
No,
when
but
you
go ahead, Sean.
when you compare this year to last year, it is quite startling at how much less I listened to Taylor Swift this year.
Well, Taylor Swift was your top artist in January, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November. And somehow Chapel Roan, that monster, became your top listened to artist in February. Did she
Hey,
yell at
she's
you
a
and bully you
talented
into listening to her?
monster.
It was the Pink Pony Club. It just was like on repeat in the background. But like it was very close, like very close.
I don't have a single male artist in my top 5. That is so gay.
I do. Macklemore
Morgan
is in
Wallen.
mine. Oh, I have Morgan
Macklemore?
Wallen too. I have Macklemore and Morgan Wallen. Yeah.
Macklemore.
Oh, I also have Benson Boone.
Are we judging me for Macklemore? What is happening right now?
Okay, well, Macklemore is like for Seattle people. Macklemore is very like we're embarrassed of him a little bit, but he's good. He was like the moment for So Big, so like we were like all proud of him.
Why are we embarrassed of him?
I think, what did they call him? It was something. It was like I don't know. I forget what they called it, but it was like something like nerdy white boy rap, but like or they called him like something. Who was the one that died? Who like Ariana Grande loved?
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller.
Miller.
Yeah, they would call him like a Timu Mac Miller or something, or like a unserious Mac Miller type vibe. But I don't think Macklemore ever. Oh, you know what? You know what lost me for him? When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay. That song, I can't keep a straight face.
What is
for.
it? Same Love.
It's so good. It's a good song.
I think it's a great song. I think he
really
was with Brian Lewis.
It's a cute song.
I really resonated with that in 2015 or whatever. Like that touched my heart.
I think I have an issue with earnestness.
Me warm.
Maybe.
Keeps me warm.
There it is.
Sean, you'll be happy to know that Taylor Swift made my top 3 most listened to albums of the year.
Yay! I love
one
that for you.
Life of a Showgirl. Yeah, I don't listen to Taylor often, but I did for the plot this year, and it came up as number 3. Macklemore was number 2, and then my number 1 artist, album, and song of the year were all Heidi Montag.
Shut up! You're kidding.
No, I'm not lying.
I'll be your blonde tonight.
No, it was Heidi Wood. Heidi Wood was actually a bop, and she should have led with that one a lot more because Heidi Wood was her best song.
How does Heidi Wood go?
We're gonna drive this Portia tonight. Hop in, let's go. I don't know. She talks about taking you to Heidi Wood.
Oh yeah, I know I heard it.
Wood tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it a reference to Hyde on Sunset?
No, it's like Hollywood, but it's Heidi Wood because she's Heidi Montag, and so this is Heidi's world. It's like Barbie world, but Heidi's world.
Right. I got it. I just didn't know if it was... I have so many stories about Hyde, but I won't go into them. Maybe another time. Yeah. I used to run that place. Just saying.
Oh. See, Billy says you have to support Heidi after the fires. Love that. Yes, because Spencer Pratt is over there taking on Gavin Newsom and Karen Dumbass, who's out here ruining California.
Karen Bass.
Are they still together?
Who?
Yeah.
Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt.
Oh.
Yeah. They host a podcast from like the wreckage of their home.
Yeah, so they have a podcast together, and they literally film the podcast from the empty lot that their home once existed at.
And that's like brilliant, honestly. That's like so brilliant. So that's great because that's like a conversation piece, and that's kind of what they're highlighting now. So I think that's great. Go Heidi. You know what? I stand. Number 1 artist, number 1 album. I stand Zack. Zack is doing activism. Okay, that's what Zack is doing. Zacktivism. Right. Okay.
I just wouldn't have guessed that back in the day. Do you know? I still to this day on the very last episode of The Hills, they did like a remake of the intro song.
Oh yeah.
What's the intro song?
It was Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
Yes, Unwritten. They like scene out to like a very slowed down dramatic version of that, and I literally bawled my eyes out, but never would have guessed that they stayed together because it seemed very toxic.
But it was all fake. They talk about it afterwards. They were like, we weren't really fighting on the show. Like, it was all fake for, like, we did it for the show. We were like the villains. And he would be like, I would, like, the scene where he like leaves Heidi on the street and drives off. He's like, I literally, once we cut, swooped around, picked her up, and we went to dinner.
Okay, I didn't know this, but I also was like 12, so.
There's something about like even though they were like so kind of like toxic or whatever, and like the villains, that was like their role to play back then. There's something so kind about just like ride or die relationships where they're gonna like, and that's what Spencer and Heidi are. Like they seem like them against the world, and it's been that way for a while. So it's like I would trust them to fix the economy, frankly, to end the Fed.
Yeah, I would vote for Spencer over what's that crazy lady's name? The one with the mashed potatoes.
Oh,
with the face. Quiet Piggy.
Face. No, oh gosh, what is her? No, those were two separate. But
no, I know. But
the woman who is running for governor in California who dumped
Katie,
boiling hot potatoes.
Katie Porter.
Yeah. Katie Porter.
Porter.
Wow, Katie Porter. I can't stand.
Spencer Pratt. If you're listening to this, you should run for governor.
I agree.
Why not? We had Arnold.
We'll tag him.
True. Did we like Arnold? I didn't pay attention back then.
He was the last Republican governor.
As a governor, he was very popular, actually. Yeah, by both the left and the right. But
people liked him. Yeah, I remember people liking him.
But he lost a lot of credibility during COVID when he was like, when he said,
freedoms,
like, remember? Literally said, F your freedoms. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Terminator. Like, no thanks. Right. Like, stupid.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a quick ad break to shout out our sponsors for the week, and then we'll dive into all of the rest of the tea. As I was playing with my hair earlier, I'm right there trying to keep my hair looking strong, keep my hair feeling fresh. And listen, the holidays can get busy and overwhelming very quickly, and thoughtful gifts that encourage slowing down and prioritizing self-care always stand out. So if you want a gift that stands out, with Nutrafol, you can give the gift of stronger and faster growing hair, an ideal gift for anyone who deserves a little boost of confidence with some science-backed support heading into the new year. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months. This holiday season, Nutrafol is the perfect gift for anyone on your list. Your mom or your aunt that's going through menopause, your friend that just had a baby and is experiencing some postpartum hair shedding, your hubby or your father or your daddy who relies on a baseball cap to cover up the head. Or even if you want to treat yourself, anyone who's looking to support their overall hair health. Give the gift of confidence this holiday season with Nutrafol. Whether you're treating yourself or someone on your list, visibly healthier, thicker, stronger hair is the gift that keeps on giving. Right now, Nutrafol is offering listeners $10 off your first month subscription plus free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and use the promo code NOFILTER. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code NOFILTER. Go right now. Lock in that good hair. Be Becky with the good hair in the new year. Let's get it. Also, if you want to give gifts that are meaningful, as I like to do, I don't like to give people gift cards. I don't like to give people, something that is very generic, right? I don't want to give you the same thing from the same name brand store. But that's why I recommend Storyworth memoirs for your loved ones this holiday season. I know it may sound a little intimidating, but it's so easy, and trust me, they'll love it. It's a gift that they won't see coming, something that makes them feel truly special, and it turns out it can also be a bit of a gift for you too. So each week, Storyworth emails a loved one a memory-provoking question that you can choose. Questions like, what was your favorite toy as a child? What are you most proud of? And from there, your loved ones get to respond to that email with a story. They can either write it via email, record it on their phone, Storyworth can transcribe it, and then from there, Storyworth compiles your loved one's stories and photos into a beautiful keepsake hardcover book. Photos are printed in vibrant color. It's really such a special gift. They've printed over 1 million books and preserved 35 million family stories since their founding 13 years ago. They have over 48,000 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So you're going to want to check them out. They've been featured on CNN, Fox, Wirecutter, The Strategist. Give your loved ones a unique keepsake that you'll cherish for years to come. Storyworth Memoirs. Right now, save $10 off. Save $10 or more during their holiday sale. Right now, go to storyworth.com/nofilter. That's Storyworth, STORYWORTH.com/nofilter to save $10 or more on your next order. Go right now. And then lastly, as we're thinking about gift giving, we also want to be smart, right? I know a lot of us are thinking about our fitness goals, but have you thought about your financial fitness? Have you thought about your credit and building your credit and making sure you keep your credit strong? I know I am. Listen, last year, 2024 was not my year. I struggled a little bit and I kind of wrecked my credit a little bit. So 2025 has been my year of restructuring and rebuilding. And that's why going into 2026, I'm so glad that we have resources like Kickoff. Because listen, this is the most wonderful time of the year, but it's also the most expensive between gift shopping, travel, holiday parties. It's easy for your credit and card balance to grow faster than your credit, right? If you're feeling the financial pressure this season, you're not alone. So users with a credit under 600 grew an average of 84 points with Kickoff in their first year with on-time payments. With transparent, affordable plans starting at just $5 a month, no hidden fees and zero interest, Kickoff helps you score big when it comes to credit. Start building your credit immediately for only $1 a month. You can set up auto pay so you never have to worry about missing a payment. Help your credit survive the holidays with Kickoff. For a limited time, get your first month for free. Just go to getkickoff.com/nofilter today. That's kickoff without the C. Get Kickoff, KIKOFF.com/nofilter. Must sign up via getkickoff.com/nofilter to activate offer. Offer applies to new Kickoff customers first month only, subject to approval. Offer subject to change. Average first year credit score impact of plus 84 points from January 2023 to January 2024 for Kickoff credit amount users who started with a score below 600, who paid on time and who had no delinquencies or collections added to their credit profile during the period. Late payments may negatively impact your credit score. Individual results may vary. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's bring back the boys. Sean, David. Okay, we have a lot to get into. So let's kind of breeze through these next couple of stories. We did our Spotify Wrapped. Ellen and Portia want to come back to the U.S. So they've listed their $30 million home that they got in the U.K. Apparently, the weather is not desirable. Apparently, there's a lot of flooding that's been going on at their house. And so even though they were trying to escape the big, bad, evil Trump here in the U.S., they're considering making a comeback. Thoughts, Sean?
Well, I think that it's ironic that they barely made it a year. I also recall stories about like they bought this house, they did all of these renovations like so that Portia could have her horses, right? Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And not like now it's all done and they're like, yeah, no, we just want to go home. It's just like very ironic, but all that I care about in this conversation is that this does not become a trend, because what we don't want is Rosie O'Donnell back from Ireland.
No.
Like we cannot allow this. We must put a stop to this as a trend. Like you left, okay, like Ellen, whatever, come back, but Rosie needs to stay where she is.
David?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing bothers me so much because, like, everywhere is a beautiful, liberal, free, delightful country if you're wealthy enough. You can be in the wealthy areas that don't deal with the crime. You can be so insulated from any issues. And these are the people that judge America the most harshly. And then it's like, what are you even complaining about? Because you live in a bubble wherever you live, wherever you're going to go. So, I mean, honestly, I feel like it should be a one strike, you're out. If you like decide to move out of the country for political reasons and make a big fuss about it, then revoke your citizenship. You know, like I don't get that. Like, why don't you have skin in the game? Then you want to just disappear when it's convenient for you because you can, and then criticize America and Americans from the outside. Like, get over yourself. Like, you're not doing anything good for the reputation of lesbians. They're never beating the
I was gonna say they need to like have some balls and like stand behind their decision, but they are a lesbian couple, so I guess we can't expect much.
Careful now, they might transition.
Well, I guess you can get artificial balls. We had that conversation with Harvey Weinstein. To me, like, I don't give a shit if you want to leave. If you don't like the current administration and you want to move to another country, go and move to another country. And you know what? If you decide that country wasn't for you and maybe it wasn't as bad in the US as you thought that it was, and you want to come back, cool, fine, whatever. My issue is the big fuss. You know, the Miley Cyruses, all these people that are like, I'm gonna leave. Like, it's a big statement. It's a big thing. They make a big fuss about it. And then they don't leave and they look like idiots, or they do leave. And then it's like an Ellen DeGeneres situation where then they come back with their tail between their legs. Like, either do it and shut the fuck up about it, or just like, we don't need to hear about it and we don't care. And obviously, if you're even considering moving back to the US, then clearly our country is a lot better than you thought it was when you decided to move out of it.
And then maybe if you make a huge fuss and all these criticisms when you leave, maybe, you know, lob some positivity when you come back. Because if you're only bitching and moaning, like, we should learn to appreciate our country, especially like being an immigrant or child of immigrants and first generation. Americans born here naturally do not appreciate the country and the freedoms that we have here. They truly don't. I know that's like a tired old trope, but it's true.
It's so true. And it's like, learn to appreciate it, because you know what else we do really good in this country? We make one bomb ass Christmas decoration display in the White House every year. Sean, how are you feeling about the video that came out of Melania Trump finally giving a fuck about Christmas?
Who gives a fuck about Christmas?
Wait, let's play the video really. Let's do a throwback to Melania.
They say I'm complicit. I'm the same like him. I support him. I don't say enough. I don't do enough.
No.
Where I am, I'm working like my ass off.
I know.
Christmas stuff that, you know, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration, but I need to do it, right?
Yeah, but 100%. You have no choice.
And then I do it, and I say that I'm working on Christmas, planning for the Christmas, and they said, oh, what about the children? That they were separated. Give me break. Where they were saying anything when Obama did that?
I know.
I cannot go. I was trying to get the kid reunited with the mom. I didn't have a chance. Needs to go through the process and through the law.
But here's my thing. Hear what you just said. But instead of that, if your messaging, you were so loved.
They would not do the story. We put it out. They would not do the story.
I'm telling you.
You would not believe it. They would not do the story because they would not do the story because they are against us, because they're liberal media. Yeah, if I go to Fox, they will do the story. I don't want to go to Fox.
She said, I don't want to go to Fox.
I'm screaming. She is honestly, like, might be the most iconic first lady that we've ever had, like, tied with Jackie, like, very, very close.
Yeah.
All that I have to say about this,
so like chic, and her outfits are impeccable. Like, you have to give her style. Like, Jill Biden could never. Like, let's just be on. Like, take politics aside and give me. I mean, you can even say Michelle Obama served better looks than Jill, because Jill was just like garbage. And how many covers of fashion magazines did they give to fucking Jill Biden? And Melania hasn't gotten one. She is iconic when it comes to her style. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I'm dying. Like, she's made some of the most iconic fashion statements of any first lady ever. Like, the hat at the inauguration, like, chef's kiss. It was just perfect. It was, I'm coming back, and all you MFers are about to get slain. Like, I'm coming for you. And it was giving everything that I needed it to give. But Christmas decorations, I personally
hate it.
No, I love it. But I suffered looking at, like, I want the traditional. I don't know if you guys have seen, like, the things on Instagram where it's like, it shows the photos of, like, Christmas in the 80s and the 90s, and, like, the malls that were, like, filled, and it was maximalism. Like, it was everything, like, giant Christmas trees and garland everywhere. And nowadays, like, it's this, you know what it is? This is how I explain it. it's the Home Alone house, the before and after, if you've ever seen it, like before and after the people who bought it renovated it. It's like that's Christmas now. And I want to feel like warm and at home and like
It needs a
I
little more
want
kitsch and camp a tiny bit
it.
more.
Yeah. And it's like, so when I looked throughout the Biden administration, it literally looks like Candyland. Yes.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a cardboard box of like just Candyland. And it's like, this doesn't speak Christmas to me. This speaks like Jojo Siwa and I don't know, Ariana Grande and her current atmosphere like got together and like did something funny. Like, I don't know. It's just, this is not Christmas. So I enjoy the new decorations. I like the decor. And I think it's hysterical that Melania Trump, this leaked call where she's like, who gives a fuck about Christmas? Like, that was kind of like, it is true. Like, she puts a ton of work into this. And at the end of the day, everyone criticizes her. And she can't get out the story. They're bitching at her about this random story, you know, reuniting the kids with the parents. She was doing everything that she could and no one would take the story. Like, so she's kind of like, what the hell are you bitching at me about Christmas for and about these kids? It is just like full circle. Like, she's still giving her credit. She put a lot of work in. And I think it looks gorgeous. I personally love all of the gold, all of the maximalism, all of the everything. It brings me back to Christmas as a child versus Candyland.
It's very traditional and it's very like it's sleek versus, I mean, listen, I didn't mind. I mean, the Candyland theme, I will say it feels very the Grinch Stole Christmas, Who from Whoville, right? We had the not the Jolly Ranchers. What are they? The candy canes. With the candy canes and the lights and all of that fun stuff. And like, this is fun. It feels a bit campy. Yeah, it's a bit campy for me. It's not my personal style, but like, I can understand how this is still like a fun version of Christmas. Personally, I do like the more traditional. You know, when I would decorate the house with my grandmother for the holidays, like this is more of the style that we would kind of put in, making sure there was like a uniform, you know, sort of a uniform like theme to it, right? Whereas here, you know, it's a lot more classic, and I do enjoy and appreciate this. It's interesting because the criticism that came from this, you had the New York Times said this year it's a smaller Christmas at the White House. CNN says Melania Trump tames Christmas. So even like they're just, I don't understand the criticism. I think it's very classic. I think it's very chic. People can now go on tours at the White House to see Melania's decorations. Not Sean, David, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I do agree that it's like very chic. I think like one of the biggest problems with like the Biden one, besides how like gauche and awful it was, is that the color scheme didn't make sense. There was a lot of pink and blue. It looked like a trans flag. Like, imagine if that was red and green, then it would give like FAO Schwartz, holiday kitsch a little bit. But the fact that it's pink and blue, it's literally giving gay pride or trans pride. But I do think like the Melania decorations are gorgeous and stunning and like very Melania. Like this specifically, this like hallway, it is very pretty. It does feel like a tiny bit soulless, a little bit like it needs like a little bit more warmth to it maybe, or a little bit more like imperfection or something, or maybe a little bit of kitsch. But if I were to choose between the two, obviously I'd rather be there and take pictures there and hang out there. That tree is beautiful. But yeah, I mean, Melania can't win. And the fact, like what we mentioned before, the fact that she's never had a Vogue cover because of her feud with Anna Wintour, which goes back a long time, but for no real reason, because they were actually friendly before. Her, Melania, and Trump were friendly.
What's the feud?
The feud is based off of Trump, but there were some things said in the beginning of his administration, or the beginning of his campaign, I want to say in like 15, 16. And Melania ended up feeling super rejected by never getting a Vogue cover or any sort of positive features in that. And then she ended up saying some things about Vogue. And then it was just like this silly back and forth that didn't need to happen, because everyone wanted to see Melania. Even the left wanted to see Melania on Vogue, because it's like, oh, wow, a first lady that can actually wear the F out of a dress and looks, you know, stunning. So yeah, Melania deserves it. There was actually like a secret project that was supposed to be worked on for this year to get Melania on Vogue this year and last year. And their team is like, no, we don't even want Vogue anymore. Like they don't
Whose
deserve to
team?
have her. Melania's.
Melania's team. Okay.
Yeah,
Good for
yeah.
her.
They're like, you guys don't deserve us now and they're right, you know? Like Melania can have iconic fashion moments without Vogue, like what Sean said with the hat. And that was like a part of that. She hates showing her eyes in public and she couldn't wear sunglasses. So she wanted something that obscured her face as much as possible. And it made her look very gangster. And yeah, I loved it. I
Called her
did
the
Awful.
Hamburglar.
yeah, the Hamburglar, like the Raiden almost. Like she looked like a badass. And I remember I made a video about it. I critiqued all the inaugural fashions. I did a couple episodes on that. And yeah, Melania ate with that. And it was a specific designer that's supported her for a long time. And he was like
In the
relatively
USA.
unknown. Yeah, an American designer. And yeah, I appreciate what she's doing. So basically, she kind of refocused from like screw all of these big labels and these big brands and all that. Like, let's kind of do our own thing, you know. And I appreciate that she hasn't taken it like the Joy Via route of like making everything that's a conservative designer have like MAGA on it or like an American
Yeah.
flag on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of over that. But yeah, so she's doing it right. I mean, she's a model. She's not going to miss.
No,
Can I add
Busted
one more
Canna
thing?
Biscuit says she's
Okay.
a classy gangster.
She eats no crumbs. I just want to add one more thing though. Like when you have a space, so a family member of mine had a house that it was like over 40,000 square feet. And there's like, they had the wood room and then they had this room and then they had this room. So when you decorate a normal person's house for Christmas, yeah, like you can go with a theme and like have things flow. But I kind of liked that the blue tree that you put up was in the blue room. Like she had different themes in different places. And so like when I see the photo of the white trees going down, and it does feel like I'm in the middle of Alaska and these are, you know, trees covered in snow or whatever. Like, yeah, it does maybe feel like a little bit soulless. But if you were to walk the whole thing, I think that you're going to feel like the different atmospheres in each of the rooms. Like each of the rooms is decorated differently.
That's fair. And
Yeah.
I love like a themed or like a monochromatic vibe in like each thing. I love that.
Thanks. This is my favorite hat. I got this on vacation when I was with my ex and his family and there's something
story.
Oh,
There's
today is he an ex today?
No, my ex the one before the one before this one.
I don't know if he's referring to your beanie or if he's referring to the Melania Trump, the hat that you guys were talking about, her Hamburglar hat.
I loved it.
Iconic.
And
She does
Baron,
look
like
great.
next to her the whole time, like Baron and his like he's 7 feet tall, like walking next to her. It was literally like runway.
Our future emperor, Baron.
Yeah, it was a look.
No, I agree. I think she looked great. And she's always looking great. Like I think she really does have, I mean, that's another thing that I say about Meghan Markle. I think Meghan has, I mean, sometimes her looks don't always land, but one thing, like even if I strongly dislike Meghan Markle as a person, I can still say she has a really good sense of fashion and she does have style. It's a little more muted and a little more beige for some people, but I'm sorry if she's not wearing the Target shirt that you're rocking this weekend, but like she's got some looks to serve.
Yeah, it's understated, right? And she probably has a good team of stylists around her and she has all the money in the world, so I'm not impressed, but I'm at least like, yeah, she's doing it. She has good style.
She's got a style. Yeah. It's not over the top. It's not delivering, fashion. It's not a moment, but like it's very good. Like at the office chic, you would be like, oh yeah, she can sell me a house.
Yeah, it's very like conservative selling Sunset or something.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes. But it's a style. Okay, let's talk about, speaking of style, I would just want to give a moment of recognition to Sydney Sweeney, who looked incredible. I think she looks banging. She was at the premiere of her new movie, Housemaid, because people were comparing this to the lesbian movie that she did. And they were just like, nobody saw her lesbian movie. And then now she's doing this new film with Lionsgate where she co-stars opposite Amanda Seyfried. And I think she looks incredible. This is one of the best looks I feel like Sydney has served us this year, even better than when her titties were out.
The body is banging, and that color is everything on her and everything on blondes. That like light, dusty, almost like periwinkle-ish blue. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It makes her entire skin and hair light up. She has the perfect shade of blonde going for her now. Yeah, she literally looks like a reincarnation of like a 1950s bombshell in like our modern era. And yes, she's super hot. And I hate that people will like find photos of her like without makeup or something, like coming out of a pool, and it's like a slightly bad angle, and I'm like, you do realize that people can't be like posed and airbrushed at all times. Like, she's a human being. Like, and also some people couldn't spend 3 hours in hair and makeup and end up looking that good even with the hair and makeup and a full team. So maybe let's leave Sydney Sweeney alone. She looks gorgeous.
Sean, would you
I
bang?
am the one who never, like, I never realized, like, my friends, my girlfriends tell me all the time, they, like, will point things out to me, and I never realized this stuff, but, like, the first thing that I saw were her tits. Like, holy...
They're great.
Like, wow. Like,
and it's the fact that
great.
they cinched her so much that it, like, really pops.
She did the
Lifted
Kim Kardashian,
everything
yeah.
up.
Woo. Yeah. I'm
She
like
looks
more bisexual
great.
now.
And I love, so she talked about her friendship with Amanda Seyfried and how, and this is coming off the heels of Euphoria,
Zendaya.
and how Zendaya would not pose with her. She wouldn't do any press with her. Like, Zendaya very much drew a line in the sand and wanted nothing to do with Sydney in the promotion of the final season of Euphoria. And people are like, well, it makes sense because Zendaya is a big movie star now. She's super famous. She's A-list now. So it makes sense that she doesn't want to tarnish her brand by having anything to do with Sydney Sweeney. Whereas I feel like this is the opposite of Amanda Seyfried, who is a real movie star who's done more box office films than Zendaya ever has. And Zendaya's last big hit was, what was that one? Where were they, on the moon? Or it was some space one that totally flopped. Like, I just feel like, you know, Amanda also is a huge star and does not care about posing with Sydney Sweeney. They've gushed about their friendship coming out of this movie and how close they are. And Sydney even said that, like, Amanda, you know, assuming as Sydney was going through some of her controversies, she said that Amanda was really there for her, you know, in the past year and has been a really solid friend and helped her learn some valuable lessons in Hollywood.
That's like so huge, especially for like, we've all experienced that on like a micro level, you know, like speaking out about politics or people like figuring things out like that. But that actually takes like balls on Amanda Seyfried's behalf to stick her neck out there for her. And you'll like this, Sean, because the first thing I thought of is like, Amanda really said, I like my friends canceled, because she doesn't care. And I love that. And like, Amanda Seyfried's also like never been problematic, and not in the way that like wackos use problematic, but like as in like, she sticks to her thing, she acts, she's good at it, she's gorgeous, she's not trying to stick her nose in all these social or political issues. She's like, oh my gosh, almost like a classic American movie star. What happened to those? Like, love that. And I hope this becomes like a renaissance, that it, because Amanda Seyfried doesn't have any like past scandals or anything. So I feel like this will maybe open up the door and get people a little bit more comfortable to be like, you know what, maybe I will actually stand in what I believe and my conviction instead of constantly kowtowing to social pressures.
And not just that, but also be willing to publicly stand by people you may not fully agree with.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't mean you endorse everything they've ever said or done. Like, that's crazy. You know, we have the freedom of association in this country.
Well, and that was the point that I was going to make. I mean, I think that nowadays, like, being canceled, like, I wish that I would be. Actually, I was kind of canceled the other day on Twitter, but like, I wish that I would be canceled. It's great
canceled
publicity.
All the time. It's fun.
Yeah, like but I wish like I got like big canceled, you know, because I think that would be good for my like my long-term career.
It's not healthy for the temporary mental state, I'll tell you that.
Especially not right now with everything else that I'm dealing with. Anyways, to this Sydney Sweeney thing, the Zendaya thing reminds me, like, I broke this down in my head and I'm like, Zendaya is the family member who's like, I'm not going to Thanksgiving because Uncle Pat voted for Trump. And it's like so obnoxious and annoying. And Sydney Sweeney, because that's like what this kind of stemmed from, right? Like this all happened like after the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle thing. And it was Sydney Sweeney blew up and like Zendaya, I couldn't tell you what she said. We talked about this on this podcast a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But so it just feels to me like very childish, and then love Amanda jumping in. But I really don't care about any of this because I think Sydney Sweeney has proven in her interviews that she can handle herself and she can handle all of the pressure herself. And she even said in those interviews, like most of her close friends are like not famous people. They're people that she's known for a very long period of time in her life. I don't think that she cares. I'm sure she appreciates it, but like, she's like, Sydney Sweeney, and she's going to do whatever she wants to do.
And I'm sure that keeps her grounded by not only surrounding herself with Hollywood people,
Yeah.
She said in an interview, she like completely removes herself from that, from this like lifestyle of Sydney Sweeney. Like it's almost like an alter ego. And I think that's super healthy.
Well, if they came after my family the way they came after hers, I'd probably want to do the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one thing that's kept me grounded. Like I grew up in LA. So, and I see these people that come from Ohio or whatever, and they're trying to make it in entertainment. And like, it changes people and people's behavior and how they operate and how they treat people around them. Like all of that completely changes. And they hate going home to the holidays for their hometown because it reminds them of the life that they came from. I grew up here. I grew up around a lot of these monsters. I've seen the shadows from a very young age. It does not, the sparkles don't, I've been behind the curtain. I've seen The Wizard of Oz. I know how the media works. I know how celebrity works. I know how all of that. I've been so different parts of entertainment, front facing and back facing. And like, it just to me is not, it doesn't hit the, I mean, obviously there's the ego and the validation that comes with it, right? I love being number 3 on Spotify and coming on YouTube and live streaming every day. I love going to a lot of these events, but also at the same time, like I don't need to, like there are so many opportunities now that I say no to, events that I won't attend anymore, things that I just don't need to do that won't bring me any value. They may look good if I take a photo and show it off on Instagram, but I look at so many of those people that post those photos and I'm like, but I see you at these events and I know you in real life and you're so sad and you're so empty and none of what you're doing is fulfilling. You look cool because you're posing with this pop star. You're like, oh my God, I got 30 seconds to interview this, big movie star, when it's like, what did you really gain from that? You got 30 seconds on a red carpet with this person that like, okay, I'm glad you got 12 likes on Instagram from that. Like it brings you absolutely nothing,
Thank God for the archive feature on Instagram because I felt the opposite. Like I loved when I was living in LA, me and 4 of my high school friends like moved to LA and like we ran shit. Like I was telling you, Hyde was like my stomping ground and like we're at Justin Bieber's house and Wale's house. And then we go back to small town, Washington, Pennsylvania in the middle of nowhere. And everyone is like, oh, and I loved it. Like I loved it, but you're totally right. Like it was like, I'm at John Legend's house, pose for a photo. It's so lame in the grand scheme of things.
Sean just explaining that he's exactly what Zack was describing.
Yeah. But no, I 100% am admitting to that. But like, it is something that LA does to you. And that's why I swear LA is a trap. It's like a time warp. It's the sushi guy who's serving me sushi. And he was like, I moved here when I was 19 to become an actor. And now I'm 54 and I'm serving sushi.
Yeah. And that's the thing is you get, and that's my point is it's fun at first and you're excited. And then eventually it just becomes your lifestyle and you come to resent it because you're not actually doing anything meaningful. You're doing things to show off. You're doing things to be on a red carpet. And I'm just like, I don't need to be on every single red carpet. I get
y'all get dressed up for the grocery store.
Yeah.
You can't go to the grocery store in LA unless you're dressed.
Yeah. And
we don't do that elsewhere.
Yeah. But it's such a, a fake. And now, I mean, now it's like, well, let me wear these $2,000 sweatpants and act like I don't care, even though I cared so much to try and not look like I care. And it's insane
that's
to
really
me.
like LA style. It's like much more casual than New York or the East Coast, but every casual piece they're wearing is like, this is an $500 Acne shirt, and this is,
Yeah.
Levi's Made and Crafted for $500. It's like, yeah, it's like these weird, or like drinking Erewhon smoothies every time you record a video while talking about politics and not even drinking it and throwing the smoothie away. What?
Yep.
Oh,
Oops, that might be about somebody. My bad.
Okay, I wanted to move on. Two last things that I want to finish with. One, HIV and AIDS Day. The White House has decided not to acknowledge it, which was on December 1st of this year, and people are up in arms that this is Project 2025 and the gays are going away. What was your reaction to this, Sean?
So I pulled a list of days basically that are recognized, etc. But I literally could not care less about this. There's basically every day is a national holiday now. Like we have Cancer Awareness Week, and we have like all of these other things. And really, the only thing,
trans awareness and visibility.
oh my God, it's like trans visibility, trans awareness, trans remembrance. And it's like, I want you guys to know, like, no one said that you were invisible. Like, trust me, you stick out like a sore thumb. We can see you. We don't need a week of visibility. But there are like all of these random days. There's National Nothing Day, National Talk Like a Pirate Day, National Lumpy Rug Day. Like why are we using federal funds? All that this says is like, we're not using federal funds to promote this thing. And I think we should probably be doing more of that. Like, we don't need all of these things. And also, it's not the job of the federal government to like inform everyone about everything. Like, you walk into
healthier butt sex.
Yeah, like you walk into your doctor's office and there's a flyer there. Actually, you go to the gay bar, and before you go and you have your I'm not using those words that you use, but before you go and you have your gay sex, there's a flyer right above the urinal that tells you about it. Like, why do we need to spend federal dollars on this? I just think it just to me feels, but I love the Project 2025 screaming, like, because remember, Obergefell was going to be overturned and that was Project 2025. And the Supreme Court said, no, not doing it. And it's like, okay, well, we're just going to continue with this narrative of like,
they barely even entertained the whole overturning of gay marriage. Like that was like not even like, it was such a bigger headline than it was an actual thing. But I just think to your point, I agree. Like, I think that there are issues that nonprofits and organizations and communities can be making awareness of, respectfully, as much as I think it's important to honor people that served our country. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't honor people that passed away of AIDS. Like, that was obviously very tragic. But I think the joke that I text you guys is, what was next? Scarlet Letter Awareness Week, or not Scarlet Fever Awareness Week. And like, it's just,
I have a slightly.
Go ahead. No, go for it.
I have a slightly different take. I might disagree a little bit, but I don't disagree with the sentiment. But basically, I think it was a missed political opportunity because the AIDS crisis became what it was because of Anthony Fauci and the government. So I do think the government should acknowledge that, right? And like, so I don't think it's completely an outside of the government thing. I think that could have been a political slam dunk for Trump if he actually was like, actually, let's really highlight what happened during who made families scared of sharing cereal boxes with their kids because Fauci said that you could potentially catch AIDS from touching a cereal box from someone that's HIV positive, right? And he would say these kinds of scary things in the public, just like he did in 2020 and 2021 and 2022, because it ginned up all this energy. And yes, there was tons of mistakes made by the Reagan administration. They could have handled it much better, for sure. But this could have been a political football that Trump scored, and he could really use a score right now. So
Yeah.
I wish they would have thought it through a little bit more. I think they probably had somebody just kind of like, it's like a pride thing, basically. Let's just wipe it away. When it's like, no, this was like one of your arch nemesis's biggest mistakes. I mean, gays were literally marching in the street saying, Fauci, please stop killing us. So they had signs about it and everything. So, and that's almost been like memory wiped from internet history, but you can still find photos of it. And, well, I mean, you can look it up. But yeah, I just think it could have been a missed opportunity for him to not just score political points, but honestly highlight the history, because it was tragic and people were dying alone and isolated for no reason, just like COVID. And and what's the common theme there? Anthony frickin' Fauci, you know?
Yeah.
So
To clarify though, David, like to the comment that was just put up on the screen, no one is saying that Anthony Fauci like created AIDS,
right.
HIV/AIDS in a lab. What we're calling him out for is like he blew it out of proportion. He was telling people
he
like
stigmatized
close.
It. He made it.
Yes,
That's what made it truly homophobic, is then you were afraid of the gays. Like, that's the issue. And why don't we fucking talk about that? You know what? Now I'm gonna get on my soapbox, because now I'm pissed off because David changed and flipped the whole narrative for me. So thank you, David. I agree. I mean, I agree with Sean, but I also agree that this was a missed political opportunity. Even as you were saying that, I was like, this would also have been a great opportunity to like not isolate. Like, I understand them being like, okay, the pride stuff has gone too far and people are naked in the streets, and you know, the so many layers of it that has, you know, the trans dogma. But like, for me, like, this was an opportunity to show that this administration is not against the gays and is grateful to the normal gays that helped elect them into office. But I agree. I think Anthony Fauci was a catalyst in making people afraid of AIDS and making people afraid of just gay people in general, you know, but it was normalized back then. And we want to completely erase those parts of history and, you know, ignore that was something that there was this fear mongering that, as you said, was something that was resurfaced back in the COVID era. And listen, AIDS is not what it is, what it was then, what it is today, right? Now you have PrEP. And I understand how, I mean, I think even back then, you know, wasn't the gay community like very anti-Fauci, and didn't they call him fascist for trying to like, you know, police them?
And there was also a medication that there was a treatment and medication that they were promoting that was deadly to patients. So yeah.
Well, but we should also highlight that like the history that's taught to us about it is that the government was extremely anti-gay. Meanwhile, some of what was being actually directed was like, maybe don't have orgies with 10 random strangers. And it's like, is that homophobic to say? Like, I don't know, but I will say though, like, this is definitely where this moment is where you can tell that like David needs to be creator consultant. He should be, that should say political consultant underneath of there, because definitely agree, could have seized the opportunity. I can see why they did it, but you're right, there was opportunity there. I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not heartbroken, and we don't think that they're coming for the gays with this lack of acknowledgement from the government for AIDS awareness.
No, but it was a mistake, I think, to a degree.
I think it could have been used as a political opportunity. I agree with you. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is Stranger Things. I've been obsessed with Stranger Things. I'm loving the new season. It is giving me life. We have the final 4 episodes. 3 are dropping on Christmas Day, and the final grand finale is dropping on New Year's Eve. I cannot wait. I've already binged the first 4. I don't know if you're fans of Stranger Things. You are. So you've been watching. You've been loving it.
Yes. And I was so mad, though, because I didn't look ahead to realize how many episodes they had released at first. So I was like, oh my God, episode 4, I have so many more to go. And I'm like, hold the phone. And I was like, do I need to like, because were you a little confused by like, I feel like so much was happening at once. I literally needed to like watch an explainer on it after I watched it. But yeah, so I don't know if you're going to talk about the actual show or talk about the scene that's going on.
Well, I talked about the show. I did a whole recap on the first 4 episodes. And yes, there are 4 episodes that are left. Like I said, 3 on Christmas Day, and then the finale that's dropping on New Year's Eve. And I was sad
on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, and then
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yeah.
Christmas
They
Day
did
is traditionally a
Thanksgiving.
huge movie day, actually. Christmas Day is
Yeah,
like a huge movie day.
Yeah, Thanksgiving was
Well,
the
I
first
know
drop.
that, but like it's usually like
In
I don't know
theaters.
what you guys are doing. Like
Well,
I
because
watch
it's
no, like
stream.
I
Well,
watch like
no,
Christmas
because
movies.
it's streaming, so they're like families watch things together, so they can watch Stranger Things at home together.
And it might
Interesting.
be
I
like,
will
is
be
it
out drinking champagne on New Year's Eve somewhere. I don't know where, but I'll be somewhere. I will not be streaming anything. But
and is
okay.
it am I crazy, or is like Stranger Things, do they have like, is it like Christmas there a lot? Or is it Christmas in the current, or like winter in the current season? Or am I just thinking of the Christmas lights? Never mind. Okay.
It's just the Christmas lights, and
it
that's
was the
why there's
Christmas
that
lights.
association.
Never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But so people are boycotting Stranger Things, and they're specifically boycotting it based off of the first 5 minutes of the new season, which they're saying, I mean, it's more of like a right-wing conspiracy theory that at first I wasn't sure if I even wanted to address because I felt like it was a bit silly. But so this really came from what's his name? Jack
Posobiec.
Posobiec,
Oh.
yes. He tweeted out a warning to people saying that the new Stranger Things, at the beginning, it opens up with an extremely graphic scene of a young child being taken advantage of by an older man. This is that scene specifically. This is the moment that people are referring to. And so they're saying that it's incredibly inappropriate and graphic. And they're saying that it's, a violation of this child. Now, if you
And
know
say it's
Stranger Things,
sexual.
they're saying it's sexual, yes. And so, and you can see he's got like tentacles, and one of the tentacles is attached to the boy's mouth. Now, obviously, without context, that sounds really bad. If you watch the show, however, I did not take it this way. I also think there's a lot to be taken from, the perception that people have. I come from the mindset of like, if you perceive something a certain way, then that's something that's reflective of how you see the world and things that you're thinking of. I did not take this scene as sexual in any way. Some people have compared it to Alien and how there was like an alien scene that was very similar, but I know that was a sexually implicated scene. Whereas here, Vecna is this monster. He has multiple tentacles, and so he's kidnapping these children, presumably to go to the trope of like you feed off of children in order to keep your youth, right? Fountain of youth is the witches kill the babies, and that's how they stay young. They eat the babies, whatever. So I saw it more as like an old, folk tale trope of like using the kids to preserve youth. And in this case, he's gaining some sort of power off of, taking these children and, connecting them to his life source and keeping them there. I don't know. What was your interpretation, David?
Yeah, I mean, I think like Vecna as like a villain and a character, he's kind of like an incubus. Like that's his whole thing, is that he like penetrates people's minds and gets like inside of them and takes over and all of that. And like, listen, I work with Gays Against Groomers and all of that. I'm quite sensitive to child exploitation, innuendo, and that kind of stuff. I can see if you're just like, if you had just watched like 10 videos about like, Drag Queen Story Hour or like all these other things, and that's in the top of your mind and you sexualize it kind of yourself. Sure, but I didn't even take it that way. It was creepy because it's creepy. Like Vecna's like this demon and he's like petting his head, being like, we're going to do amazing things together. I didn't take that as sexual either. That was creepy because he's like a demon, getting taking over a child and controlling a child, which is already creepy. Did I get any sexual vibes from it? No. Like that's a little strange. Stranger Things, but I didn't get that. I think it's obviously meant to be disturbing. Obviously, who's not going to be disturbed by like a kid being force fed and having his like mouth covered and all of that? But I don't know. I think they're reading too much into it. And I think that's just engagement bait. I think a lot of influencers know what's gonna pop off on social media. And then I do think this kind of sucks because it's gonna take away credit from valid like for example the Mick, when they put that little boy in a bondage gag mouth thing and like he was walking around half the show with drool coming out of his mouth and his mouth was agape with a bondage toy. Yeah, that's completely inappropriate because there's no way to not sexualize bondage gear. Like that's completely inappropriate. But this is like a complete fantasy world. He's like a tentacle demon. Like get your heads out of the gutter for a minute, like, and get into the upside down. All right, because we're not gonna pervert Stranger Things. Yes, I agree with the
But also, I
comments
think
that
it's coming from people that don't actually watch the show, that don't understand the context or what is happening in that scene. And if you just see this image, and which is the image that was going around, and I think that there were creators like, or I don't know what you would even, if you would consider Jack a creator, but I know there were like creators on TikTok that were really kind of doubling down on that sort of messaging and being like, this is what it is, this is grooming, this is trying to desensitize people to these types of things. I don't know, Sean, how did you feel? Because you're not watching it, so
I
you're
don't
just
watch
seeing this.
Yeah, like I don't watch the show, but seeing this visual, I do not perceive anything sexual about it. It looks to me like a tentacle, like grabbing onto whatever it is that it's going to. Like, I feel like we've seen things like this many times before in many different movies or TV shows. I think overall, I would agree. I completely agree, Zach, that it tends to be more of a reflection of where your mind is at and how you're perceiving things. I personally, I think that this is actually a broader issue, and I myself am guilty of it. Like, I watch I'm watching TV and a commercial comes on for an HIV. I actually tweeted this. It got like 17 million views, but an HIV medication. And I'm like, why are all of the people in the HIV commercial gay? Like,
Yeah.
this is a question that I have. Like, but I find myself like, I'm like, you're trying to be too progressive. Like, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. And so I think that it probably is a little bit of that coming from Jack in this story. I think that we need to do better at decoupling our media, our sports, our entertainment from politics and it's hard, right? Because it's pop culture like esque, and it does drive culture. But doing a better job of like separating those things, like I see nothing wrong with this, and I don't know why he went on
Yeah, it's
a
like, listen,
tangent about it. I support
as-
him saying it, but it's
Yeah.
just weird.
as David said, it's disturbing, but to explicitly try to make it sexual is, I think, the issue, right? When there have never been any sort of like sexual undertones throughout the Stranger Things series in this way, especially as it comes to the character of Vecna. And so they're kids that were experimented on, and that's how they became these like kids with superpowers, right? Like, they were experimented on labs because the government was trying to, create these superheroes is the right word, but they were trying to create these, kids to have powers that they can then utilize to their benefit. And so there was nothing sexual that was in that origin story.
I will
Is
say
the
one
show
thing
good?
to,
Should I watch it?
It's a
The
great
show is
yeah.
good. Yeah.
I will say like one thing though, and this is like a completely kind of other side of it, is that the one argument you can make is that, like, even if it's not intended to be sexual, and even if most people don't see it that way, they're going to be perverts that will see it that
Yeah.
way. The same
Yeah.
way that, like, when parents post like bathtub pictures of their children, I discourage that, because you never know where those photos can end up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not the 90s anymore. So I can see that argument of it, but they're obviously not even just saying that. They're saying like this was explicitly like pro pedo something, like trying to convince people or desensitize them or whatever. And I think, again, that's just going to take away steam from more valid arguments that we have when this kind of stuff comes up.
Is this character with the tentacles human?
He was human, and then he was experimented on in a lab, and then he became a bad guy. And so the story is kind of unfolded throughout, and this finale is where we're going to get the full story of like why he became evil or what triggered that. We've gotten pieces of that, but he was a human child to our understanding, and the government was experimenting on him to make him like an evil, or not an evil, but just like a superhuman with powers. And he like went rogue, went evil, ended up getting caught up in this alternate universe called the Upside Down, and that's where he ultimately like became evil. And so now he wants to take over the world.
It's
got it. Then I guess I could see that. I could see that argument, David, of like it that you made of like there are people who could take it this way. I was interpreting it as like this is some sort of like half octopus, half alien something, and like there is no sexual connotation there at all. But I guess to your point.
And I was just gonna say it's kind of interesting how like this isn't a Stephen King show, even though it's like very inspired by Stephen King content. And even if you look at like Dairy, the HBO show right now, the overlap is like very, very obvious. Like government experiment, supernatural being, kids are involved, all of that. But for Stephen King, he's had disgustingly sexual things in his books, including and not limited to child rape, gang rape, all of that. Like that's in the book.
We try to not say those words.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Bad stuff are in his books. He's a freak from hell.
Stephen King.
Yes, he's insane. Like he always has weird sexual things going on in his books, and a lot of them like involve children. So that would be a better criticism to lob at Stephen King than the Duff brothers or whoever's making Stranger Things. I forget their names.
Yeah.
Although they lob at Stephen King literally daily. Like he gets but mostly for his like very awful, terrible political takes. But valid argument. But no, he totally gets ripped a new one every day on X on Twitter.
Yeah,
but not for that. So good point.
But yeah, this is Vecna, Sean, just for he is human, and then as he's lived in this, alternate universe, he like teams up with this monster that lives there, and he like becomes even more and more powerful. Now he's like this creepy creature.
Did you see the before and after from last season?
Yes, of the waist. They're like Vecna they're like originally Vecna was like big and strong, and then in the new season he has like this teeny. He's still like big and strong, but his waist is like snatched.
He got
like
a few
Sydney Sweeney's.
ribs removed. Yeah, he got a few ribs removed. He had them shaved
his
down.
His waist ended up snatched, and people are like, "What is going on here?"
Thank you, Dr. Zismore. That's what happened.
Yeah, maybe I will entertain exploring watching this show.
You can do a Stranger Things binge.
It feels very nostalgic.
What is it on? Is it on Netflix?
Netflix.
Yes.
Look at they're saying. Look at he had a big, he was thicker
Buccal
in the tummy.
Fat removal, the fat placement, BBL, 2 ribs removed, upper blepharoplasty, nose job. Yeah, he's ran the gamut. He had the Lindsay Lohan special.
I think he looks great. He looked a little chub in the before pic.
He was a little fuller. Now he's like got, he's got the Kim Kardashian waist cincher.
He had pecs in the first photo, like great pecs, and then but a belly, and then in the after it's like very flat chested. Maybe needs to do chest day a little more often. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for coming on and discussing everything from AIDS to Stranger Things and Melania Trump's Christmas decorations. We always run the gamut.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, Spotify Wrapped, all the things.
Have we had a single podcast where Taylor Swift wasn't mentioned? I don't think so. Let's try next time.
Taylor, and when we didn't talk about Taylor, we talked about Nikki. But that's because Jared was here.
No, I talked about Taylor in that episode too.
Yeah, you did. I'm pretty sure I remember.
I said I met. He said that he was like big Barb fan, and I was like, yeah, that's great. But Taylor Swift is still number one. We'll see. Look, it was a topic. It was on the list of topics that we were going to talk about.
Valid. Well, there was one topic that
topics twice.
There was one topic that we didn't get to today that I wanted to get to today, but I'll probably get to tomorrow. Maybe you guys can come back to talk about it tomorrow if you want, or if you're not available. I know you guys are both moving. Taylor Swift and Travis, and the fact that they said that they don't argue. But we'll have to talk about that another time.
A red flag.
Or a lie. Are they real? Are they not real? I don't know. Cliffhanger. All right, guys, give Sean a follow at Sean on the right. Give David a follow at American David. Links are in the description below if you want to support them and follow them. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack on Instagram, and catch new episodes of No Filter with Zack Peter, the #3 show on Spotify this year, streaming on all podcast platforms, including on YouTube Monday through Friday mornings. So tune in. Also streaming on X. I'm Just Plain Zack on X. So go show some love, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Yes, and watch out for me on Jubilee in like 2 weeks.
Yes. Is that coming out? Did you film it already? You filmed it?
No, it's on. I'm going to be in LA on the 14th. So I'll hit you up for sure.
Okay.
I'm going to be there for at least.
And
like
then
a
that'll
day or
come
so.
out at some point in the future, but you're filming it this month.
I think, yeah, they have a pretty quick turnaround. And when my friend went on it, the episode came out like within a month, so the turnaround's pretty quick.
I've been asked to do Jubilee twice. I haven't committed though. Once was an RFK thing, and one was about dick sizes and like what people would think, how people think your dick, how big they think it is based off of just seeing you, and then you actually like get measured by like a professional, and then at the end they reveal who, was your perception of this lineup of guys correct?
My question is
going to be a little different.
My question though is does it matter? Like, what if you're a grower and not a shower? Which measurement?
That's what
do
you get measured flaccid and erect, and then and they measure you.
This is a lot for a Jubilee video.
And they measured you on camera.
Oh no, not happening. Not a chance. Well, I don't know.
Not really sure.
That's why I considered it for a minute, but then I was like my friends and my manager, they're like, this maybe isn't the best look, and I was like, well, fine. I was like, but it is validation. Like the internet.
I want people to know. The world must know.
Yeah.
I think I would have done it, Zach. If let me watch how I word this. Zach, if I were you and I was presented with the opportunity, I probably would have taken it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the world will never know. Man. The world will never know.
Well, yeah, watch out for my episode in a couple of weeks. You won't find out about my dick, but it should be interesting nonetheless.
If you want to find out about mine, there's plenty of it out there on X, I'm sure. I'm sure on Twitter, someone's got something.
All right. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Mwah.